All right. Hello, everybody. Salam alaikum. How are you guys doing? I hope you're fantastic. Okay, so today we are having an incredible interview with this amazing woman. I'm going to let her introduce herself first before we kind of get on with the interview. Hi, Sarah. How are you doing?
Hello, assalamu alaikum. How are you, Yusra? You all right today?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. I'm good. All right. So before we continue with this interview, why don't you tell us who you are and what you do?
Okay, so I'm Sarah. Some of you might know me from Parenting with Alabama side, where I'm a parent coach and I work with Coach Yusra, who's right here with me today. And I also run Love Learning Online, where I teach students how to pass exams, basically.
Yeah, amazing. And you're also a mom of how many?
I am a mum of 5, mashallah, and mashallah, yeah. There's 5 of them. The eldest is almost 19, and then the youngest is almost 6, mashallah. So there's a huge age gap as well in between all of them.
Amazing. Okay, so we started working together sometime in September, right? How was like before then? What were the challenges? What was the thing that said, you know what, I need to reach out to Yusra?
So when I reached out to you, it was actually before summer, I remember, because and then you were like, you're gonna have to do this, and this, and I was like, well, can I do it after summer, please?
Yeah.
Because although I knew that I would be able to do the physical aspects, the mental parts, I was like, no, I'm not going to be able to do that, because what I really realized was that I had lost the weight every time I had a kid. So I've just told you all, there's big gaps between each one. So every time I had from my second onwards, I thought it was my last kid.
I know how that feels.
So I was like, right, as soon as I, stop breastfeeding and all of that, I'll lose the weight again. And I did it. And then it would pile back on. Then I'd have the next kid. Then I'll pile back on. And I was in this constant circle of like, I feel like shame and like worry about it all. And I was like, look, Yusra, it's been 5 years since my last child. Like I just said, she's almost 6. And I haven't even started the losing weight part, because I was just like, if I lose weight, I'm just going to fall pregnant again. Forget it.
Yeah. How were you losing the weight when you were losing the weight? What kind of things were you doing?
I was doing a lot of calorie restriction. So like stop eating all my favorite foods, doing loads of exercise, which I didn't really have time for because I was like doing a busy lifestyle anyway. So as soon as I went back to eating the foods that I like to eat, or doing less exercise, because I just realized that it's not you can't carry on with it. It wasn't a lifestyle that you can just continue with. And I needed something. And I kept saying, look, I know Yusra's got this amazing idea, but I need to just do it. And I had to that's why we had that conversation, right? It was like, look, I just don't feel good in myself. And I knew that my mum was getting older and she started having issues. And I started thinking, that's in my family history. And I had a meeting with a doctor here that was saying, well, according to your family history, you're at risk of da 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 da. And I was like, hang on a minute, I've got kids, I've got to be there for them, inshallah. So as much as it's in my control, obviously it's not in our control, but as much as it is, I want to do what I can.
Yeah. For a lot of people that I have conversations with Sarah, and a lot of people see the testimonials are put up on social media and stuff like that, right? Usually there's two fears that come up. The first thing is, that her work sounds amazing and it worked for person XYZ. Like, I don't know if it's going to work for me. Is it going to work for me? And stuff like that, right? That's the thought or the first objection. The second objection is, but then I have to invest money. It's almost like, because we're not brought up to invest money in ourselves. Usually this is the second objection, right? So let's start with the second objection. When I told you what the investment is, what was going through your mind at that time?
I'm not going to lie, I was shocked. I was like, whoa, wait a second. But I had done a live with you about a month earlier about goals and goal setting. And it was about where you want to be in a year from now. Like, how do you want to improve yourself? Like, where do you see yourself in 1 year from now? What do you want people to see you as, right? Or like, and I was thinking to myself, if I want to lose the weight in 1 year, first of all, I could do it myself, which, like I said to you, I've done it 4 times before, 3 times before. It's not gonna, I know that it wasn't gonna last because I've already tried it. So I was like, if I don't do it now, what's going to happen in another year's time? I'm just going to end up working with her anyway. Let me just do it. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's not, easy. Yes, it's not easy. I'm not going to lie. But it was thinking about when I bought this laptop to invest in my business, it's just like that. When I bought the program to invest in me and my future health, inshallah, with my children, that's what I was investing in. So it turns into like, how can I afford not to do it, rather than how am I going to find the money for this?
Yeah. And this is often the thing, just to kind of track back in your the first point, is people think losing weight is hard. Losing weight is not the hard part. Anybody can make you lose weight. Heck, you can lose weight on your own as long as you restrict yourself enough and you cut down calories and exercise and all of these things. The challenge is maintaining that loss.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
It really is.
Yeah, the art and the skill and the ability is, hey, how do I run life? How do I deal with the busy life while maintaining this loss that I have? And this is why we see people go on crash diets and then they stop and then they revert back, even when they're getting results from those diets, right? They're not sustainable. They are unable to merge them with the busy lives, because life is always going to keep throwing curveballs at you. You're a mom of 5, you're running businesses, you're a coach, and all these amazing things, right? The stress of dieting and restriction is overwhelming. So yeah, you were going to stop, and every time you stopped, every time you start again, it's almost like you're starting from that beginning, from scratch. And all of this time wasted is hating how you feel in your body, hating how you look in your clothes, confidence, and all of these things come into play, right? Now, in terms of, is this going to work for me, right? How did that play out for you?
I was like,
were you worried that it seemed too straightforward and too?
I was like, you know what? If it doesn't work, I'm just gonna like, just give my money back. Forget this.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a like, it might not work. But then I was thinking to myself, well, I've done it before. I have lost it before. So it's not that I'm not going to lose weight. I will lose weight. Yeah. And having that accountability of like every week you're checking in on me. And remember, first I was telling you my weight every week, because I was like, and I thought, and you were like, but it's all right. Don't worry about the weight. I was like, hang on a minute. How can I not worry about the weight? Wait a second. And then that was one of the first like mind shifts that happened, wasn't it, about the actual weight. And then when I started not even thinking about it, and I had people come to me and say, wow, you've lost the weight, like even like my mother-in-law, like that was mental, like that, for that comment from my mother-in-law, it was worth it. Just that's it, because I've had struggles. I think everyone who knows me knows I've had huge struggles with this, but like I've always felt like her as a judgmental person. But then I realized probably in the last few years that she wasn't being as judgmental as I thought she was. But this comment would never come out of her mouth ever. But she was like, you've definitely lost weight, like you've done it. So it's again affirming what I already knew, but then it's coming from somebody who I would never expect it to come from, which is like, whoa. Even though I knew it, it's like, whoa. I really know it now. That's what's different. And then having my kids and my husband say stuff like, but I don't get it. She eats carrot cake, but I don't get it. Mom, you ate Snickers. I'm like, I know, and I'm still losing weight. Like, that is just amazing, especially for my husband, because he just can't get it, because he goes to the gym. He's always had this thing every day after work, he'll go to the gym. Well, actually, now he has a nap and then he goes. But like his evening, if he doesn't go to the gym, he's not satisfied that he's done enough for himself. And I've always felt, as a mother, I can't do that. I can't have that 1 hour and a half or 2 hours to go to the gym and relax and whatever. And he says it's for his mental health, and I agree with him. But I've told him it's not for your physical health, because I don't see anything.
Yeah.
So I mean, no, bless him. He does do work. Like, you can tell he's like worked out, but it's not like he's not losing what he wants to do.
Yeah.
But my point for that was that I don't have 2 hours a day, Yusra. And that's what I came to you with. I was like, I don't have 2 hours a day to spend on my health and fitness. And when you see all these people on Instagram, or like the Netflix that we watch secretly, I'm joking.
Yeah.
But like these people, but even yesterday I was watching a program, and the program is about the house and designing the house, but the woman was like, I've got to keep in shape to do my business. I've got to keep in shape. So they were talking about going to Pilates class and yoga and rowing and cycling. And I was looking at all of them and thinking, like, man, they just need to go to Yusra's program. Like,
and that's the thing, like what you just said there. And for a lot of us running homes and businesses, and so we haven't got an hour or 2 hours a day to work out. So usually there are two options. One, I don't do anything about it. Two is, okay, how do I do it in a way that serves me? And this is where working with a person in front of me becomes so important, because then we create a program where you bring forward your experience of life and how your life is, and I bring forward my expertise of fitness and nutrition, and together we co-create a program that is perfect for you, and for you to be able to engage with it and do it in a way that you can sustain long term, because that's how you get results and maintain results. Right now, how has life changed since being in the program?
So I've done, like, I'd say in the big changes would just be one big change, which is that huge mindset change of I'm working towards a goal. So if, for example, I have that carrot cake that I just mentioned, like, I still eat it, I still enjoy it, but I'll have half and give half to my daughter, right? But even then, I know that I can have the full piece. It's not that I can't have it. I know that I can, but I'm choosing not to do that. That's the choice that I've made. I've said, I'm going to enjoy that, but I'm going to enjoy it now. And then I'm going to have another half a slice in another few weeks. And that makes it more sense to me. Like that mind shift of choosing to do stuff.
So the difference between I should cut this cake out to, hey, I'm choosing to be mindful of how much of it I'm having. Such a powerful difference, right?
Enormous. Because when you do I should, then it's like, but I want to eat it, but I want to eat it. And all I can think of is I want to eat that cake. Like, I just want to eat it, right? Or if, like, my husband says, are you going to eat all of that cake? Mate, I'm going to eat that cake. Believe me and you. Yeah. But when it was like, when I changed it to, I'm buying this, and this is half for me and half for Aisha. And I say Aisha because she's the only kid that likes carrot cake. Otherwise, I'll have to get a chocolate one because no one else will share it with me. So the point is that it's that mind shift of choosing. And again, like at night when I've got the munchies and I'm like, what am I going to do? And I used to, like, I know it's embarrassing to admit, but do you know what? I'm going to say it here. I used to have a full packet of cookies or shortbread or a huge bowl of Frosties, like, and I still do, but I don't have the full thing. I'll have a smaller bowl of Frosties, or I'll have like 3 cookies and that's it. Like, I'll limit myself. That's a huge mind shift. But even when it's happened and I had like a really stressful time, and I was like, do you know what? I just want to have the full thing, whatever, right? I never felt guilty. I don't feel guilty about it. And that's another huge change that's happened, because I'm not feeling like, oh my God, I shouldn't be eating this. I shouldn't be having that. And I'm enjoying it. And I'm enjoying the comfort that it's bringing me. I'm enjoying the happy endorphins that I'm getting. And every mouthful is like, that was worth it.
Because what people tend to do when they eat foods they shouldn't do, they feel guilty about it, they feel bad, and then they want to make themselves feel better. Then to make themselves feel better, they go and have some more. So
Yeah.
that's being this cycle of not stopping. But yeah, you've had it, it's happened, there's nothing that you can do about it. Move on. And that takes a whole different mindset, right? How has that been able to then impact your confidence and how you feel about your health and your ability to be healthy?
It's mind-blowing. Like, I don't even know if I can do it justice by explaining it, but like the freeing, the mind is free from that guilt, right? So the things that are in your mind that you're like, oh my God. Like just before we came on this live, we were talking about a decision that I'm making.
Yeah.
And that decision, like within 5 minutes, I was like, right, I've got clarity on what I want to do. I haven't got clarity yet on what I'm gonna do, but I know what I want to do. And that's a huge change, because being able to make that decision without the guilt, without the fear, without the worry, and we just mentioned that about what other people will think.
Yeah.
Still working on it. I'm not saying that I've made these huge changes and I'm perfect now at doing all of this. It's still a work in progress. But knowing that what I want, and knowing that how I'm going to get there, and not allowing like other limiting factors to get in the way, right? And like when you said about the big shifts and the small shifts, like simple things that I always have to do anyway. Like I have to go outside and wait for 10 minutes for my kids to come back. And normally I would take out a book or be on my phone scrolling, and I would take it as a little break from life, right? But now if I go out there and I'm doing skipping in the garden, or I'm doing a step up or step down, you know what I mean? Like I'm just moving around. Yeah. Obviously I can't leave the gate open. I have to wait until the bus comes and open the gate. But like at the end of the day, these are the tiny things that have changed that make a huge impact.
Yeah.
Right?
It's the small things that then compound, because imagine if that's your life, imagine what that's going to be like 1 year from now, 2 years from now, if you can be consistent with that, right? Yeah. Now, I know you're going to have to go soon. So the last question is, if someone's on the fence, they're not sure whether to join me or anything like that, what would your advice be to that person?
Do it. 100% do it. Because if you like me and you've tried smoothie diets, detoxes, Atkins, and what I've done, the 5-day fasting and the what is it called? Not intermittent fasting, sorry. And I've tried, what else have I done? I've done Biggest Loser. I've done all of these things. I've done like walking for hours every day. I've done 10,000 steps, 20,000 steps, whatever. You can do it and you will lose the weight. And if you want to do it by yourself, by all means, go ahead and do it by yourself. But you'll notice at some point that you need someone in your corner who's like praising you when you're doing well, because we all love that. And the other good thing about you, Yusra, is that kick up the butt when we need it, because like we do need it, and we do like get into these modes of like, oh, I'm never going to do it, I'm never going to manage to do this. But at that point when you're like, come on, you can do this, you can, that really does help. And having the accountability of every week, sharing our wins, sharing like what we've managed to do and what we've managed to change, like that's amazing. Because then you see with other people as well, and you're like, wow, they've managed to do that. Like, because we're doing the group one, that's the first time you've done that, isn't it? So with us, it's like, oh my God, she can do it, I can do it too. Oh my God, if she can do it in her busy lifestyle, let me do it. And honestly, just do it. And at the end of the day, what's the worst that's going to happen? Like, there can't be anything bad happen from this, because you're definitely going to lose some weight. You're definitely going to have some mind shifts. You're definitely going to change your lifestyle. I don't see a lose in this situation.
Amazing. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for coming on. I know you have to hop off to get the kids now, but it was amazing chatting to you. We are going to talk soon again. If anybody is listening to this, wanting some more info about the programs and how to work with me, please reach out and let's have a conversation.
And just sign up. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Bye.
Bye.